This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, a better route planner, Kempower and bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? Today I'm going to do a 0-mile test of Kia EV3. This is the long range 81 kilowatt hour. So I want to see what happens if you drive the car all the way until it shuts down. Many cars, they have a buffer below 0%, 0 kilometer. They usually drive maybe 10-20 kilometers past that point. So we'll see what happens. Also see if the car goes brick and if we run into other problems when we try to get back on the road again. So I've taken the battery low and we want to see how it behaves now. So let's see, we are at, oh, can you see anything there? We are 9.5%. Battery is kind of cold, 12 to 14 degrees Celsius. We have a slight power limit, 166 kilowatt, but I mean the car is limited to 150 kilowatt, but it seems like it pulls slightly more from the battery, so the 150 kilowatt is actually on the wheels. But okay, so there's slight power limit. I'm not sure if I can see any power limit indicator here though, other than that we have a low battery symbol there. But okay, anyway, we'll drive the regular route now towards Cleavage and then around there, and then we see. Okay, we're now driving this motorway stretch here, back and forth, to go even lower before we enter the smaller roads. So you can see that we are down to 149 kilowatt power limit and we are at 4.5%. So we'll also look at the SoC BMS, which eventually will matter below 0. So this car might behave like the Niro EV we tested a couple of years ago. Alright, we are now getting really low. It says 1% in here, but we are at, yeah, okay, it actually went back to 1%, it was 0.5%. We're down to 440 watt hour and 105 kilowatt power limit now, so it's getting slower and slower. But also there's turtle mode here, where it's not always visible. Yeah, there, you see turtle mode has arrived. So now we are on the slower and less busy side roads here, trying to go as deep as possible. Well, this is it. We're at, it keeps 0%, 0 kilometer. And then I'm gonna reset here. It keeps going back to that message all the time. Okay, it's kind of annoying, but yeah. So you see now we are at, oh, that's hard to see, 5% state of charge BMS, 99 kilowatt power limit. So it seems that we can still drive around, possibly around 2 kilowatt hour, but the remaining energy is 0 now, and it stays 0. It doesn't go below 0. We have reset one of the trip meters. Now we measure how many kilowatt hour and also kilometers we can drive below 0. We are now down to 2.5% on the SoC BMS, and what I noticed is that max power keep dropping evenly or in a linear way. It doesn't suddenly drop a lot, well, at least for now. Yeah, so gradually dropping, but then I don't remember. Maybe at one point it will go from 30 kilowatt to just 5 kilowatt into this crawl mode. That's what happened with the Niro EV. But I think that will happen once the SoC BMS is at 0%. But, you know, we have to test this. It could die earlier. I mean, at this point, the car is almost undrivable. I'm flooring it and I can barely gain any speed uphill, going at only 40 kilometers per hour. So I think it's time to bail out soon, but I also want to know what happens once the contactor is open. Oh wow, it is so sluggish now. But I mean, it's good that it gradually drops like this, that it doesn't suddenly drop, so you know that okay, it's getting very close to the end and you should find a safe spot to pull out, or I don't know, try to find a fast charger somewhere. Let's just keep going a little bit more. I want to run out of juice in this direction here. Holy shit balls, it's slow now. I'm flooring it. I'm barely gaining any speed here. Okay, wow, 2 kilowatt now. All right, this is it, the end. Just floor it, what happens? I mean, with 2 kilowatt power limit, then there is not much you can do, right? But will it actually shut down, or what's gonna happen? Does it just keep driving? Well, we're still gaining some speed downhill. Yeah, there's a downhill and then an uphill. Okay, but in many cases, we wait until the car shut down. But in this case, I might just bail out here because the power limit is so low that you're basically just crawling around, which is not safe. So, yeah, we find my favorite spot here. See if I keep flooring it, nothing happens. Okay. Let's see, where was it, that spot or this spot? Maybe I went too far. Oh, you know, I think it was the previous spot because it has slightly more space. Yeah, okay, I can still reverse. What usually happens once the car shuts down is that it goes into neutral, and then you just have to maneuver with the remaining kinetic energy you have. But here, I mean, in a way, this is better because, okay, you still have some power, but really low power, but you can still maneuver and crawl rather than shutting down earlier, right? So I'm just gonna pull out as much as I can now, out on the side here. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm just gonna stop here. Okay, and not unexpectedly, when I power down the car, once you start the car again, you will see that it does not go into the ready state. And you can try to put the car in gear, but nothing happens. There's no indication thing. So this is what I've seen before in some of the Korean cars. Once it dies, then it's dead, of course, but yeah, I'll try again, start it. Yeah, so just be aware of that. Once you go low, like I did, actually below zero, don't stop the car. Don't power off the car. Just keep driving, getting to a safe location, because once you restart it, then you're not able to go anywhere. Wow, it is quite windy here today. Wind from the north. But yeah, as usual, I bring the safety equipment. Lots of stuff in the bag, but what we need, first of all, is these EcoFlow 2 kilowatt hour batteries each. We have a Master and a Slave battery. So the charge port is over there, so we need to move them here, get them ready. Okay, EcoFlow powered on. Connect the Shuku charging cable here. Charge port should open, yes, good. Plug it in, and then it should charge, right? So the Slave battery is outputting 1135 watts something. Master is outputting 2240 via the inverter, and then goes here, yeah. And then we can check also on the charging cable. Very useful information here. It's charging at 10 amps. Oh, come on, focus. There. And then pulling 9.1 amps. Okay, that's decent. So you see we're getting 1.6 kilowatt into the battery. Max power already went up. It was at 2.5 kilowatt. It's already now at 5 kilowatt. So that's good. And also that we see the max power, or the power limit, is actually going up. So now if we start the car, yeah, it would say that we need to disconnect first. But yeah, okay. All right, okay, we'll finish in 40 hours. But yeah, some cars, this is just a cars kind of thing, is that some data are not updated until you start the car, for example, the max power. But here we can pay attention to all this and wait until it's high enough. What I usually want to do is maybe charge around 5-10 minutes and see if we can move. Man, I almost forgot the routine. I'm supposed to make this clickbaity thumbnail where I open the frunk. Yeah. And then we pretend like we were stranded here on accident. Oh no, what do we do? Okay, anyway, let me check how long I've been charging. close the front first. Wow, we've actually been driving for 33 minutes. Let's see if the car will start. Well, we're currently at still 1% there, but 36 kilowatt power limit. I get the feeling that the car might start now. Let's see. Yeah, ready state. Ooh, nice. We can put the car in gear, we can go in reverse. Okay, there's low battery warning, but okay, but just for safety, I think I want to charge a little bit more. But let's check that we can move. Yeah, we can move. Okay, let's go back. Plug in a little bit more before we attempt for the run. Okay, let's go for it. I feel like the car has been behaving really well, and that we won't get any surprises, and that whatever you see here, the power limit and the stock BMS is not going to drop really sudden. So when I drove back and forth here earlier, I noticed that we need roughly 0.5% only to get over to Kløfta. So let's see then. Will we get any surprises? Okay, there's power limited and turtle mode or tortoise mode in the display, but other than that, the car feels actually quite quick. I mean, yeah, when we have 37 kilowatt available, then that's usually enough to drive around these roads, see? Even if there are some uphills, what you can do is you can build up your momentum downhill and get more even power output. Okay, what's that? Oh, freaking speed limit warning. Okay, let's turn off that shit. Scare the heck out of me. Oh, the car's gonna die. Okay, but you see, now that we build up speed downhill, then we can allow ourselves to not use too much power uphill. Because too much power output could cause the power limit to drop faster if the voltage drops. But this is fine. We are actually able to keep with the speed limit even. Yeah, there we use 0.5% already. But oh wait, there's a lot uphill there. Okay, but we should be fine, right? I like it that the car is quite predictable and linear. I think the key here is linearity. I tested so many other cars where stuff suddenly drops or drops faster and faster towards the end, and that's not good, because then how are you supposed to know where the end is when stuff is not linear, right? So it's like, if you don't tell it, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 10. Boom! You know, then you die. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we're fine. Voltage is kind of low-ish, but yeah, no problemo. Let me see. Wait, I feel confident. I feel like I want to go over to the supercharger even. Yeah, let's go for it. Oh wait, oh, power limit. Yeah, that power limit stuff comes right after I use some turn signal. It scared the heck out of me. What is the military doing over here? This is some kind of secret operation. Yeah. You see, every time I use turn signal, you don't beep at me unless there's something critical going on. Okay, let's get over here. Yeah, nothing crazy going on. 24 kilowatt power limit still. That's awesome. No problemo. A couple of years ago, I died right up the hill here with a classic Soul. Let's not hope that happens today. No, we're fine. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's get over to the supercharger and then we plug in. Let's see. I need to use a spot that is not okay, taking up another spot. Okay, let's well, all good. We are taking 112, 113 kilowatt maximum speed. Wait, wow. Okay, now I know. You can apparently achieve maximum speed even at 16 to 19 degrees Celsius. This battery likes it cold. It's a bit weird because when you preheat it, well, actually, yeah, when you preheat it, it stops at 20 or 21 degrees Celsius. But you can actually connect it colder and still get full speed. Yeah, the reason why the full, wait, or is it full? you can look at the current. It's supposed to be 340 something. Well, maybe there's slight Colgate, but whatever. I mean, this is still fast enough and close to the maximum speed. At the bottom, you get roughly 115 kilowatt, and then as the voltage goes higher, around 50-60%, then you get around 125 kilowatt. But I've never seen 135 kilowatt, which is claimed by EV database, but maybe they need to correct that. But yeah, so how did this behave in the 0 mile test? Well, it ticked most of the boxes. Linear power drop, I like it. Linear power gain, I like it. No final warning, but we didn't test it. But one thing I didn't like was that you couldn't see in the display here the power limit unless you use something like a car scanner, but not everyone uses it. So it would be nice if there was more distinct way to show that, okay, you get less and less power now, you know, be careful. But at least you can feel it. So when I drive it, I feel like, okay, it's getting sluggier and sluggier. So yeah, so overall though, it's it performs well. So yeah, now you guys know what, how your car will behave in case you get in a situation where you need to go below 0. But however, I don't recommend you to go below 0. 0%, 0 kilometer is the lowest you should go in most cars. Just bail out in time, charge in time, and yeah, you won't end up in this situation. But also, it seems like today at least it didn't brick like it did brick with that e-Niro, but then I didn't charge that long maybe in the Niro EV. So here I charged half an hour before I started. But okay, all good, right? 2 thumbs up, or at least 1 thumb up, or I don't know, 1.5 maybe. Okay, anyway, I think that's gonna be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.